Yeah, oh, damn it, I can't get this camera to stand upright or by itself. Anyway, this is of course the great and glorious Nick Dutch back on the camera again one more time. Hi there, how's it going? We'll do the basic boring updatey bit first prior to going on to the world of the weird type new agey Nick Dutchy kind of like stuff, because that's the way in which I do things. Now, I discovered I've got a dust mite problem, so I've been cleaning like a lunatic, okay, wet dusting everything and all the rest of that. Realized in the end that my bed mattress had reached the end of its life. I mean, this was a disgusting thing, you know, I bought anti-dust mite covers and all the rest of it for all the bedding, and still felt pretty bad. So today I've taken delivery of an air mattress. That's right, what we call in England a lilo, okay, thing you blow up so you can sleep on it when you're camping. And I'm going to be, every night, probably forever, sleeping on air beds, because essentially that's the only way in which I can make sure that the thing I'm sleeping on is not going to be infested, because you can't infest rubber and air with mites and all that kind of like nasty stuff. So essentially, I'm going to be, and like I'm terrified of this. Okay, I'm going to have to like invest in like a pump, a couple of puncture repair kits, a spare inflatable bed, just in case my main inflatable bed goes, and then eventually there's a possibility of getting rid of my sofa and getting that replaced with an inflatable sofa. And an inflatable armchair. Just make the whole bloody house inflatable. Everything inflatable. Basically, in about like 15 years' time, I'm going to be living in a bouncy castle. I'll have an inflatable computer, inflatable desk, inflatable little mouse. No, that will be actually a bit over the top. I mean, could you actually use an inflatable mouse? No. Okay, now that bit's out the way and over and done with. Now let's get on with this next thing, which says, okay, private message saying, I think you're great and much appreciate what you do for so many people who are looking for answers and seeking some. Can't think of the word the astral projection meditation is amazing. Thank you very much. Okay, would like your views and opinions on the subject of soul ages. I don't know if you've already made a video about this. I will search, but I recently watched this www.youtube.watch. I think it's a 5-part being about mature souls. The reason I'd love your opinion on this is that it just didn't resonate with me. I don't know. Well, hang on a second. Let's just try and think about the industry we're talking about here. Yes, it's the industry that I'm a part of, but it's also an industry which I personally am, through what I'm trying to say to people, I'm trying to undermine. And I'm trying to undermine it because there's lots of people who do things in an inappropriate manner, and also have the effect upon people, or a effect upon people, which can be rather detrimental. And this means that some people are led astray, they're led into different cults and all that kind of stuff, and things just aren't working out well. So when, you know, I mean, how do we actually know that there is a soul? Full stop. We don't. Okay, there's all kinds of like religious or mythical or philosophical or all that kind of like rambles, but where's the hard proof? We don't know. But we can believe in it, fine, we can believe in it. But essentially that's not saying it's true. That's saying there is a belief. Now you can try and say that because, you know, if this belief is true, then all these other beliefs can also have something to them. Okay, well fine. But that's just another line of beliefs. It's not necessarily saying like hard fact, hard fact, hard fact, hard fact. And so what you got is people developing spiritualities, religions, ideologies, and all the rest of that based upon someone saying, well, if that's true, then that's true, that's true, that's true. But where is their hard experimentation? Now, when I was going through the time when I was, you know, heavily involved in 2 witchcraft covens and going to all the courses on chaos magic and all the rest of that, and God, I put stuff to the test. You know, a claim would be made to me, and I would do a experiment or a something just to try and evaluate whether what they said was correct. And often the answer was no. You know, I mean, they would just say, well, if you just do this and light a yellow candle on Tuesday afternoon or whatever the fuck it was, or spin around whilst chanting E-R-U whilst looking at a sigil which you've drawn on a piece of paper, then it will work. You know. So that's why I spent so much of my time on this channel trying to bust this idea of it works, it works. I think it's a fucking stupid idea to tell anyone that in the first place. Glad I've got that off my chest. Now, but on the other hand, do we have the same problem when people are discussing spiritualities? Now, a spirituality has to be considered in a separate intellectual compartments to investigation of nature. We just have to do that. It's a different type of thinking. And it can do you good. It can be quite sort of like healing, quite therapeutic. It can give you a kind of structure of understanding of the way the world does work, or might work, or could work, and maybe it gives you a feeling of place in the world. So in that respect, mythologically speaking and mystically speaking, there will be nothing wrong with young Earth creationism, as long as it's not actually sold as a science. So basically, fuck you, creation scientists. In inverted commas, they're all wankers anyway. But let's try and separate these two ideas of hard scientific facts about the spiritual, occult, whatever world it is, and also the way that things work in the natural science way. Okay, we got these are two types of stories, two types of ideas which have to be separated so we can think clearly about what they're about, how to approach them, and how to use them or not to use them, or how to see them from which particular angles, and so on and so forth. A lot of the New Age salesmanship is trying to say, no, this is fact. All right, this is fact. Well, it's a bit like all those wankers in the old day who carried on saying, it works, it works, it works, it works. It's more stuff to piss Nick Dutch off, really. Okay? It's more undesirable thinking expressed as words for the purposes of fucking people in the head, okay? Which I don't like, okay? It's not convenient. It's not appropriate. I mean, can people learn to distinguish between hypotheticals and facts? Can people learn to distinguish between mythology and history? Can people learn to distinguish between it could happen and it did happen, or extrapolation from one mythology to another mythology, and then to try and look back to where the first mythology came from and what that one was about first, prior to turning around and making a hard truth claim or similar type of statements? This is what I would like to see within this world. Remember that if, some strange time in the future, which will probably never happen, if I end up famous for something or other, I would want to be known as being the person who says, well, what we could do is try and use all these techniques and things to try and promote human health, human well-being, human communication, human understanding. Rather than let's try and create cults just so we can sell shit to people. I mean, selling shit to people is essential. That's how the economy thrives. That's how I've got a job. That's how you've got a job. That's how I got this camera. That's how I got and so on and so forth. But can we just change the way in which we think about these things? So as far as soul ages and mature souls, I think the operative phrase here is, who gives a flying fuck? Really? I mean, seriously. I mean, Jesus. Oh, Christ. Oh, dear, oh dear, oh dear. I think this video has worked out about 75% conversation and about 25% rant. And you can take your pick as to which you prefer, but sometimes it is quite pleasant for the watcher of a YouTube video just to see Nick Dutch blowing his little frigging top. Sleep tight.